It has been a while since the convening of the high Negus, the real Negus.
Yeah,
What's up,
man.
Mike?
What's going on, man? I mean, I guess they can tell, man. We in whole different sides of the realm now since Game of Thrones left off, man. We're not even in the same realm anymore.
I know, man. The Stay Woke Studios is no more. It's we sending digital ravens to one another.
Yeah, man. Since the pandemic, man, we both moved from the town we were in, man. We in different states now, in a different state than we were in, man. So, we might have to give an explainer to some of our new followers and some of the new people. We are the real Nate Goose. We have done Dem Thrones. We the only podcast that was there with Dem Thrones at the beginning. If you want to check our archives, you can check us. We got all episodes of Game of Thrones covered for you. If you are just now getting into the GOT universe, man, both born and raised on the west side of Westeros.
That's it. That's it. I mean, we in a whole nother realm. We done went from GOT to hot D, and we serving them get the bad taste out your mouth from the last season 8. But hey, man, we kept the laughs going. You know what I mean? Like we ain't have no lag, no step backs with ours, and we're gonna step right back into the game. And the Trill OGs, the Trill OG review of them Thrones. I mean, Mike, it's wild to me. Like we are in two different parts. We in like a whole different parts of our lives right now. Just like the show. Like the show is taking place like 200 years in the before time, before the events of Westeros where we convene. So I mean, it's kind of symbolic and ironic at the same time. So, man, I'm glad to be back on with you. You know what I mean? We gotta rep our place, man, because it's a dim throne civil war, man. We got copycats out here.
Yeah,
So
man, I saw that.
let's give the fans what they demand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've
I
really
mean
been demanding
this.
too,
What did
man.
you? I know, and we appreciate the love, man. So many people following, reaching out, emailing, man. Shouts out to y'all, keeping us going, getting us back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to get the rust off and get this review going.
Yeah, man. They should know that we might not have been here if not for our DMs and our emails and our uh, all the text messages from fans. Like, yeah, what's up with them Thrones, man? Like, oh, y'all coming back? What y'all gonna do?
Yeah, yeah. I got a text. I was changing the royal diapers of the next generation of Negus. My daughter was is in the middle of potty training, and I got messages saying, "Hey man, when y'all gonna get the podcast up?"
Yeah, man. They don't even know that you done produced a whole human being since the last episode of Them Thrones, man.
Sure did, man. Shouts out to the baby code name baby girl, and now we got a little baby girl now. So she's going to learn how to protect the realm. We're taking her through her training, and we're gonna take her across the realm. You know what I mean? So, yo, man, this episode, Mike. Let's talk about the episode.
Yeah, man. It was.
Thing was off the chain, Mike.
Yeah, people said it was slow, man, but I just don't think like a lot of people got into Game of Thrones by binge watching it, and so it moved fast. Cause like it's kind of unfair because if you binge watch and you started Game of Thrones after it first debuted, then you knew already that there would be dragons, and you knew kind of that it was gonna be live, like, so you stuck with it. Like we stepped out on faith
Mm.
with Game of Thrones, really, man.
We did. I mean, we didn't know that. I think we were among like the first 12 disciples
Yeah,
of
man.
black people that watched Game of Thrones because it was this space was a little weird, man. You know what I mean? So I felt like the episode was a love letter to season 8. I think a lot of things that have come out about season 8 has left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And from the Starbucks cup to budding them, like, you know what I'm saying, like not really devoting the time and effort to the show like they did, or like they should have, or like we did. So I liked how at the end of the episode, I'm still learning names. Ferris Bueller, Garyon Targaryen, Ferris Targaryen was trying to pass on the knowledge of the throne about what was coming up, in the later years, 200 years in the future. They just had that kind of foresight, and it was like I don't know if a tune or something played that was like, hey man, we back on this block. You know what I mean? So we about to get this thing back up and popping.
Yeah, yeah, man. That scene was really good because, first of all, did you feel like, you said it was a love letter? I feel like they were saying, hey man, we sorry. We ain't really mean to do that, because it's obvious that they can make a good show, but they can't make a good show without source material. Like George R. Martin, they must be dragging him out
Girl,
the strip club, man. Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard, but he was really in the strip club with like a black strip club, like not writing these books, and that's why season
he
8
was at
sunk.
Magic City.
Yeah, man. I think he was at what's the other one? Peacock, not Peacocks. Pinups.
He was
And
at Pinups. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They dragged him out there. Because I mean, I'm sure it was just the lemon pepper wings, but they dragged him out of there, man. Made him write some source material, because if they don't have the source material, man, Game of Thrones just becomes another show. But when he is writing all the political machinations, it's just like that first episode, that last scene that you were talking about. Like, we saw them explain, basically, like, it made me view Daenerys in a whole different light, because he basically explained, like, oh, she wasn't going crazy, like, because of what was passed down to her. She believed that if she didn't do this and act this way, the whole of humanity
Yeah.
was going to disappear, man. So it explained a lot for
Right.
her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, D&D didn't add that little caveat in. They was too busy leaving the Starbucks cups in the scene. But I think to really like bring home, the I'm sorry, the apology that you're saying, they brought in the Game of Thrones theme music because they didn't start the episode off with it. And they brought it in at the end and added lyrics. So then my question to you, Mike, is how can we get a black Baptist choir to sing the Game of Thrones lyrics? Like we need to get like Richard Smallwood or like
The Mississippi Mass Choir
Kurt
got to do it,
Franklin,
man.
and is
The
not
Miss,
the I think the New Nation Project is the New Nation Project. Like I know they need something else to do. They
or they
probably
could just
like
get
working
they could create a mass choir out of, like, the best singers out of each realm of the kingdom. Like, I'm sure, like, they got. I feel like, um, like King's Landing, they probably got some good sopranos, and then you get some altos from Dorne, and
that's what I'm saying.
some baritones from the north, and you create a mass choir, man, and put some lyrics to to the theme song, man. But they got what was they saying? Because they like it's a King's Landing version of Good God Almighty. That they kept saying, "Gods be good, Gods be good. What are you doing here?" And I think that's like Westeros's version of Good God Almighty.
My yeah, I wanna get to I wonder if do you think that the black family on here can sing? Do you think they got like black recipes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do they have like a black barber? You know what I'm saying? Like all of
Well,
these are questions I don't think people are asking or thinking about. Um, because you just can't dump black people
well,
into
I can tell you
into
definitively that they
Westeros.
do, man. Because if you notice, one of the things that you notice is, remember when they was at the small council meeting and they tried to give old boy something to drink and he put his hand over his cup like, nah, you know I don't drink after y'all, right? So he know that they
He
don't season their
he
food
did
and
do
wash,
that.
clean they. He ain't been in their kitchen. He don't know how they clean their kitchen. So he can't do that. So that made me know that he probably seasoned
He
his food really well, man. I mean, if you gonna marry
what
the woman who was the apparent heir, he was probably feeding her some good macaroni and giving her all the good meat. Hot D.
um yeah he probably saw how they let their dragons crawl all on the kitchen surfaces where they making the potato salad and
Yeah,
making
man.
the punch for the small council meeting, and
Yeah,
he saw like the dragon licking the cup and was like, no, no,
yeah, man. Cause
right,
I mean, I just don't feel like if you got dragons in the basement, you probably ain't washing your countertops real good, right? Cause see, they got
yeah,
whole dead dragon skull in the basement. They just go every now and then. They go sit round, so they probably don't be
dude,
washing.
they got that's where they had the repast. They forgot to bury the body. They just left his head up there, let the body rot. They must
Yeah,
have had a good time. That's why dude ain't want to drink. That's why the black dude didn't want to drink. They've been drunk ever since the dragon funeral. They ain't clean up. They just left the body there. They're supposed to bury it. So
yeah, man.
I don't know. I was gonna say I like how at the another part. We're starting from the end. We're gonna probably jump around because even this show has jump cuts. So we're gonna jump around in the episode the different things that we spotted. It was nice to see uh Greg the Hammer Valentine starring in the role of Rickon Stark. I like how they kept the
He was
wrestling
Dusty
going right
Rhodes.
there. You know what I mean? He did have, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He had the Brutus the Barber Beefcake look. I was like, man, this when we had the F in WWF. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
Like this.
Yeah,
And then they had the Baratheon, the House Baratheon. That was cool how they just kind of ran through the houses and everything.
yeah.
I dig that. Um,
Let me ask you this
Another
though. Did you
thing,
notice? Did you notice that
what's up?
they could spot like it looks like regular white people to me, but they could look at somebody and tell that they was from Dorne. Remember they look like he took when the old dude took off his helmet. He's like, oh, he Dornish, like yeah. And I was wondering, like, I guess why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's nice to see the race and class enter into the picture of the politics of the show. So I think they could spot it a mile away. You know.
yeah, man. Yeah, I think that was the case because, first of all, well, I mean, they do have diversity, a little bit of diversity and equity on the small council. They got, a black person on the small council finally, right? you know, and he they let him wear his natural hair, right? So is was his hair gray or was it Targaryen silver?
So that's a good question. So in the books, the Negus, it's been a long night. So the Negus been reading, like in the books, they white. And this particular family only sleeps with the Targaryen. So that's why they got the white Targaryen hair. So they are kind of mixing that inbredish side into it. So his
You know, people
the
were mad at that,
so
right? That he
in
was
on the
black.
sh-
People in the real world, there was like an
yeah,
uproar.
I mean they be mad at any time you bring a black person in,
They, but they
to
say in the book, the
to
dude,
play
he
somebody
never
that
say
was white.
he's white in the book. But I guess white people assume that everybody is white unless you specifically say, you know, that they're
He's a Moor
black
or
or
he
Puerto Rican or whatever.
nah, they say he takes his dragons to the intersection and do burnouts with it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's how you know. Yeah, that's how you know.
He was door dashing with his dragon.
I mean, I would, man. I would, I would at least Uber a few people around on my dragon, man.
Yeah, man. So it looks like we don't necessarily have a antagonist. We just got a bunch of people that we might hate more.
Yeah,
And the first episode set up uh Daemon Targaryen to be the bad guy. And so my question to you, Mike, is have you ever met a nice Daemon? Because Damon is always like synonymous with like the bad dude in class that ate glue.
well, I used to work with David Young, and he was a good dude. But you're right about Damons. Like when I run through Damons in my mind, Damons are generally assholes, man. Like all the Damons I know act like the Damon on Game of Thrones. They don't wear blind lace front. You could his was clearly a lace front, but there are no good Damons, man. I mean, they made him the protagonist right off the bat. He was involved in an incident of police brutality, right? Right,
He took
they was introducing
it,
politics right off the bat. It's like, oh yeah, we gonna send the police out and have them, police this this minority neighborhood real strong, man. They just cut
they,
off hands and cut off
they was
cut
beating
off.
up the people in the opportunity zones.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, the people. Cause see, that's how you gentrify. That's how Westeros got gentrified 200 years later. See, they sent the police in to beat up and cut off hands and penises, and then those people couldn't create. And then 200 years later, the real estate prices dropped, and they could expand
And then the
and be white.
Lannisters moved in.
Yeah, that's how this.
And
That's
then the
how the
Lannisters moved in.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened, man.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I was thinking I don't think I've ever met like a good Damon. And then like Damon also sounds like Damien. So, there's that whole kind of you know, the
And
just
Demon, man.
I mean, it was just Damien. I mean, I went to school with with a dude named Damon Thurgood. He was the first person I ever seen stick a knife in an outlet when the teacher told him don't do it. Like I don't know why he did it. He just
How
did
old
it.
was
And
he,
I was
man?
like, he, he was like six. It was like first, second grade or
Okay.
something. And he just didn't listen. You know what I mean? He had his own little thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, Damon's like we cannot endorse very many Damons, man. So
But
yeah,
so
he
then
fits in.
when Damon uh
I say he fit in with the
what you
rest of
say?
the Damon.
He did, and it was also weird to see him. going back to the Targaryens, to see him jump in this tournament and get his ass whooped. He had the Rufio hat on from Peter Pan, and Buddy came through and made him yield. He
Yeah,
was he was
man.
knocking jaws off, everything, and
Yeah,
they did
man.
it against the backdrop.
I feel like if you got that fresh ass outfit for homecoming, because that was basically homecoming, right? So if you got a fresh ass homecoming outfit, you got to get in the tournament. I feel like he didn't even necessarily think he was gonna win, but his outfit was too dope not to let everybody see it. So I can really understand his motives in that case, man. But old boy really did hand his ass to him, and then when he got off the horse, he still wanted to fight. Old boy like, oh, you want some more smoke? And
Yeah, yeah, and you could tell he was hurt because he went to the brothel afterwards, trying to get some pleasure at Magic City. He went down to pinups, you
yeah,
know,
man.
and so this is my question to you, Mike. This is probably the highlight of the episode for me, and I couldn't wait to ask you this question. Have you ever laughed with whores and lick spittles?
Bro, that was a dope line, but I don't even
What
remember
the
if
fuck
I
is a
looked
lick
up lick
spittle, Mike?
spittles. I don't know if I looked up lick spittles or not, but man,
What
some
is a
of
lick spittle?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but some of my I feel like it's gonna be a word to replace the N word. Like in 2 weeks, they're gonna be calling us lick spittles. Like it's gonna replace
Your
then
lick spittle face ass.
yeah. Boy, I went to that neighborhood and it was all lick spittle, so I had to leave, man. What you doing playing that lick spittle music in here? Brother, trust
Yo,
me.
man.
I'm gonna give it 2 weeks and somebody gonna call you a lick spittle if you cut them off in traffic. And you know how the traffic is where you live, bro. I'm telling you, read the
Yeah,
lips.
man. All right, lick spittle ass, big. I was thinking of literary concepts, and I was trying to adhere to some level uh, of context clues to determine what a lick spittle was. I had no idea,
Well,
so we're gonna have to
spittle,
find that out. You just can't drop that off
yeah.
without that being used
Well,
again.
I mean, it's kind of evident what it means, right? So spittle is like where spit is from. Like spit is short for spittle. So somebody who licks spittle, but see, spit ain't just uh, saliva. Spit is anything that comes out of your body. So blood, saliva, and of course, semen. So a lick spittle, I mean, this is actually what it is, right? Like a lick spittle is probably like a cock, is like Dornish for cock, Westeros for cocksucker.
Yeah, but see, I guess that makes sense. Because it would be a noun because you can't laugh, with a verb unless like you gone off some poppy, milk of the poppy or something. You know what I mean? um, yeah, that was a highlight. And so then, uh, another thing I wanted to point out was they snatched the baby. I mean, the king that don't nobody like Ferris Dracarius Targaryen or Marions. Uh, they made him choose between his wife and the child, and he chose the child, and both of them died.
Yeah, man, he made a bad choice.
And that was a bad choice. That was a bad choice, and I was like, that was one of those like wake up moments like, yo, this still Game of Thrones. We with the shits.
Yeah, man.
And
But
then
you gotta think about it, right? It was for him, it was a logical choice because his wife had already told him, look, if we don't have no son this time, I ain't having no more children. So if they didn't have a son, whether it was a girl and it lived or a boy, like this was his last chance to have an heir to the throne. So he was like, well, man, I mean, if this my last chance, then I got to have this one, right? Like, so he was
Yeah,
doomed either way.
yeah. He chose the realm over his love, and that's always a dangerous choice. You know what I mean? Like, um, but hey, he did it. And what I thought, I know you don't watch Power, but at the funeral, uh, they had the baby. Like I thought it was weird that they burned the baby too, because it's not like the
Oh, they
baby
burned the
gonna
baby.
come
I
back
didn't
as
even
a
notice
White
that.
Walker.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they burned the baby too, man. I was like, damn, like had the baby mummified and everything. Like I kind of didn't want them to burn it just to see if it'll come back as a White Walker.
Yeah,
Like
man.
it
I
can't
thought
walk.
I thought I thought they used to put the rocks in the eyes before they burn you, right? Because remember they put the rocks
Yeah.
in Jamie them children's eyes before they burned them. So I thought they put the rocks in your
See
eyes
this
before they
this
burned you.
200 years before. This 200 years before, Mike. They was like they ain't taking no chances.
So let me ask you this,
They
B
wouldn't
Snuck.
play it.
Let me ask you this. You know, you know white people too, right? Do all white people have their funerals outside? Why do white people have their funerals outside?
They did have a graveside service. Yeah, I don't know if they
Is that
I
just a
ain't been to a
TV
lot
thing
of
for
white
real?
funerals.
Or do white people really have, just drop their folks off at the graveyard, stand out there for a few minutes under some umbrellas, and then go home?
I now that I think about it, Mike, I've been to one white funeral, and it was one of my mom's coworkers. Mom, I think, passed away, and we were the only black people there, and it was kind of unsettling
It was
because,
inside. Was it
like,
inside?
yeah, it was, and I think they thought we was the help.
Did they hand you a shovel and say, all right, we done?
No, I think I don't really remember much. I just remember it was like kind of awkward because we was the only black people there,
do
and
white
they
do
was
white people
like,
have repasts?
no, they just move on. I think.
They just
I,
go home.
I think they just yeah, like that's what they did. Like on this episode, Buddy just went home and was playing with his Legos
Yeah, I guess.
before.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, when you leave the graveside, man, at a white funeral, what you gonna do? You gonna ain't no church to go back to. Ain't no church basement.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust a pound cake anyway. So I guess you gotta move on.
yeah. You don't want because they might contaminate the food with a lick spittle. You don't want no lick spittle. You don't want to be eating no pound cake with a lick spittle.
Yeah, yeah, man. If
You
some
don't want
lick
to lick
spittle
that spittle.
get in your get in your Kool Aid, man, that good red Kool Aid in the church basement, then it just gonna ruin your day. So I agree with you on there, man.
Yeah, cause see, our folks, they make the cake and everything, and they be wanting you to come lick the spoon, and that be the highlight of Thanksgiving when you get to lick the spoon. But in Westeros, they make you lick the spittle. You don't
Yeah,
want to be
man.
on that. You ain't trying to get down with that. But
Yeah,
I was
man.
gonna say, I we got a lot of dragon activity, and the dragon that burned the bodies at the funeral looked like Zeke from Power. And I know you don't watch him, but I'm gonna cut in. You probably seen him on the memes and everything. But they gave the dragon a face. I was like, that's Zeke.
Yeah, man. And then let me ask you this: What you see? They had the two dudes that are like basically like they shepherds for the dragon. They and they had these like big sticks. I wonder what they thought they was gonna do with them sticks. If them dragons like get out of pocket, man. Them sticks ain't gonna do nothing.
So you gotta look at them. Those are the ground. That's the ground crew that be at the airport when the planes come in. You know what I
Oh,
mean? It
oh,
ain't
that's
like
what
they
they
can
do.
really do nothing with an
Oh, they don't
airplane.
control the dragons. They just air traffic,
They
dragon
just
air
guide them
dragon
in. They air
controls.
traffic control. Yeah,
Yeah.
dragon control. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay,
They
okay.
the
See
ground
that
crew.
now? See, I learned something. Now you making sense. Now you making sense.
That's it. Yeah, they had you know, they just guide the plane. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you moving the plane gonna run over your ass, you know what I mean? You just gotta stay at the wingtips and guide them
Yeah,
in. And that's what they was doing. That's what they was doing. So
that makes sense.
uh I there was another character on the show who looked like the Wet Bandits. Looked like dude from Home Alone that broke in the Macaulay Culkin house. Not Joe Pesci, but he was like the hand. He's like
Oh,
the
the hand
hand
of the
of the
king.
king, or no, he is he the hand or he is he over the king's guard? No,
He,
no, he the hand of the king.
yeah, the hand of the king, the one who don't like Damon.
Yeah, and so he goes and pimps out his daughter, Mike.
So I was a little bit confused about that because I was like, this can't be. Just like you said though, then I realized, oh, this Game of Thrones. Yeah, he doing that. He was like,
This
yeah,
Game of Thrones.
then he sent her there in her mama dress, his
In
dead
her
wife
mama
dress,
dress
put and say, hey, yo, go see, go holler
to
at him
slang that thing.
while he playing with his
And
train
she
set.
walked in, that nigga there playing with his Legos, man, building his little houses and stuff.
And she
He
ain't
was
know
like,
what
what's
to do.
going
She
on?
go in there with a book.
With a book. She thought she was gonna read some poems to him and get him all excited.
Nah, it was history book, man. That was
And
CRT. She was gonna teach some critical race theory.
man, I thought she brought in the first Playboy. Thought try to get him excited.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man, like he kind of looked like they in one scene he looked like Liam Neeson, and then in the other scene he looked like the Wet Bandits. So
Yeah,
I,
man.
you know what I mean? Like it was wild to see that. Man, uh, yeah, I mean overall it was a good introductory episode. It did I did do my customary like fall asleep. I fell asleep. I had to watch it like three times, Mike. It did start off a little slow, but I appreciate it. You know, once I had my got my nap in, I was like, all right, I'm good to go. And the show is popping. I'm intrigued to see where it's going. You know, it's the Targaryen Civil War. You know what I mean? So we gotta see how this jump off and shapes the rim.
Yeah, man. I think this one might get going fast because like on Game of Thrones, like probably half of the first season was just getting you acclimated to the universe. You had to know like that what the seven kingdoms was, that there was a dawn and there was a north, and then there was people who run each kingdom. But now that you know all of that, they jump right in it, right? Like they just like, okay, we just gonna have roll call, like, just the pledge their allegiance to the king. They was like, my name is Don. My name is Recon. I'm from the north. I pledge my loyalty. I'm out. And then they just did like they did the seven kingdoms roll call, and we understood where we were, right? So they basically roll
Right.
call all down the kingdoms, whereas it took like 5, 6 episodes for you to understand that in the last series. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna get going much quicker, man. Remember, they didn't kill Ned
Yeah.
till way down the line, man. So
Well, no, it was what was it like episode 8, I think, was when it jumped off. Either
yeah,
eight or
man.
nine,
Yeah, I
but it
mean,
was building to it.
yeah, when they killed Ned though, tell me you weren't waiting for the next episode. Like he got to be alive. They couldn't have made him the
Yeah, I
star of the
thought
show and then killed him.
yeah, man, that was one of them. Hey, this Game of Thrones, man. Anybody can get it.
Yeah,
That was one of them kind of scenes. So I'm curious. I'm wondering who gonna get it. You know, they introduce us to these nice characters. Probably the old girl get it. Rhaenyra, you know,
now I don't
she
think they're gonna make Rihanna
she got
Targaryen
the
die, bro.
they you don't think so?
Nah,
She
man.
got the fresh she got that braces mouth, like when you first get your braces off and
She got
your
a
lips
mouth
don't know
like
what to do, like they be like everywhere.
she got a mouth like she got her top upper lip waxed right before the show to get she got like a little light mustache, but she got it waxed off. Cause like the space between she got a lot of space between her top lip and her nose, and it's very, very
Yeah.
white and clean and smooth.
Yeah, it's very inbredish. But no, I'm curious to see what they where they go with her character. I think she was the one who walked so that Daenerys 200 years later could fly and have sex with her nephew. So it's going to be interesting to see the politics and everything play out. So man, I'm looking forward to it, Mike. The real Negus is back, and we blacker than ever in different parts of the realm. So we're gonna be doing a bunch of time jumps. Just bringing it to you, man.
Them thrones,
Them thrones.
them thrones,
We back every week in your home.
and your phones,
Them thrones.
them thrones,
Them thrones.
them thrones.
We just can't leave them alone.
Except when there's a little bit of a lag, and then but we ain't gonna leave them alone.
Peace.